did you get stuck talking to?
I don't know who that was.
Someone started talking to you?
Yeah.
What did they say?
Good luck to that, Brian. Hopefully I see you Monday. I have no idea who that was. Are you all gone?
Or was a PSD kit parent?
I don't know. I'm assuming.
Well, yeah, so I said hopefully I'll see you Monday.
But it doesn't have to be a PSD. It could be a Creek dad. It could be a Regis. I don't know. I didn't know who it was.
So this is on.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The Colorado High School Attendance Association welcomes you to South Suburban Sports Complex for the 2026 Colorado High School 5A Ice Hockey Quarterfinals. Tonight's second contest features the number 7 Monarch Coyotes versus the number 2 Valor Christian Eagles.
And good evening, and here we are, Rink 2 here at South Suburban for the quarterfinal game, Eagles versus the Coyotes. And good matchup here as we know, Monarch won the CPHL. I wouldn't say handily, pretty easily, but so far in CHSAA, it's been a tale of two seasons for them. Valor's played them twice and beat them twice. So it is playoff hockey, and they are high schoolers, so anything can happen. Certainly on paper, Valor would have the edge here, and hopefully you're joining us here on the audio. We have the streaming service being provided by NFHS. Just before this, we did see Pooter play against Chap. It was close for a while, and Pooter pulled away 3-1, so pretty close. But the matter at hand here is Valor and Monarch. Winner here will be heading to the semifinal game on Saturday in Colorado Springs, playing against the winner of tomorrow's game between Cherry Creek and Vista. But let's take care of things first. This team wants to repeat as state champions, so you need to win this game to make it to the semis. So let's get into the lineups, which should look familiar. The Fisher line skating with the Charles boys, Dawson and Maddox. Baker skating with Sorensen and Bevan. Bodine and Deep skating with Sutter or Purchase. And then Tarbert and Jimenez skating with either Sutter or Purchase as well. On defense, McKiddo skating with Stanley. O'Donnell skating with Gogol. And King and Coffey, the senior defensive pairing. And the final pairing. In goal tonight, number 33, Lucas Jordan. try to provide game time updates and various other clock updates, as those obviously aren't on the screen, only able to do the audio. And like doing this for the various fans that want to listen in, maybe don't want to do the subscription for NFHS, or it's too much of a hassle, whatever the case might be. And here we are broadcasting here with Mike Shaw on the controls, the audio, working the technology aspect. And hopefully I'll be traveling down to Colorado Springs with Mike again for the semifinal game. Trying to announce the shots, the times, and all of that. This puck will drop at 7:40 sharp. I do think they do game announcements, what have you, before that. So looking forward to seeing this one. Monarch can be a little bit undisciplined, take some penalties. Valor's been working on the power play through the season. Power play was a little rough to begin with and then got real strong. Now it's somewhere in the middle. So this is when you need it all to come together for the final 3 games of the season and send some of these star seniors off with another banner and ring. Clock ticks down, 5 seconds left in warm-up. Then we'll go for the announcements, and then we'll get her going. There's the horn.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get started tonight with our non-starters for the visiting team. The number 7, Monarch Coyotes. Wearing number 3, Ben Ashak. Wearing number 5, Lucas Helmhofer. Wearing number 7, Jackson Rock. Wearing number 10, Brandon Miller. Wearing number 11, Julian Canales. Wearing number 12, Jake Hallstrom. Wearing number 20, Levi Kramer. Wearing number 21, Luke Taylor. Wearing number 22, Isaiah Soloff. Wearing number 24, Arnold Bergstrom. Wearing number 26, Chase Gray. Wearing number 29, Christopher Boone. Wearing number 55, Ryan Carmichael. And wearing number 74, Griffin Petrovic Jones. And
Yeah, Camille got in for free.
for the Monarch Coyotes. Wearing number 2, Joseph Lowry. Wearing number 4, Keller Collins. Wearing number 6, Simon Lockram. Wearing number 13, Anthony School. Wearing number 19, Zachary Sayer. And wearing number 30, Ben Zellio. The Coyotes are coached by Jimmy Dexter and his assistant Hogan Jones. And now the non-starters for the number 2 Valor Christian Eagles. Wearing number 7, Jackson O'Donnell. Wearing number 8, Kane Coffey. Wearing number 9, Jackson King. Wearing number 12, Bauer Bowden. Wearing number 13, Ben Burgess. Wearing number 14, Connor Gogo. Wearing number 15, Evan Jimenez. Wearing number 17, Jack Bevan. Wearing number 18, Max Sutter. Wearing number 19, Caden Tarbert. Wearing number 20, Joey Baker. Wearing number 22, Point Sorensen. Wearing number 25, Carson Deep. Wearing Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's officials are Eric Gavauer, Evan Anderson, Bryce Ware, and Brendan Worley. Please, as a reminder, all spectators are expected to respect the integrity and judgment of tonight's game officials. Treating the officials with respect, even if you disagree with their judgment, will enhance the overall experience of these student athletes on the ice. Tonight's quarterfinals are about the student athletes involved in the contest. Please be respectful of them, your opponent, and the contest officials. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask all who are able to please rise and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
And there we go with some good PA work there. And now we're ready to get this one going. You heard the starting lineups.
There's just one question left to be answered. Are you ready for some quarterfinal?
Pretty good here on the PA. Very, very excitable. And here we go. We'll start with the Charles boys and Fisher and McKiddo and Stanley, the star 5 players for these Eagles. One senior out there on this with Maddox Charles, number 23. Rest are sophomores and juniors, so we'll see some of them next season. But let's focus on the matter of hand. They skate into the face-off circle and bump some knucks, and the puck is dropped. Draws one back. Monarchs makes the zone. Shot on net. Save Jordan. 7 seconds in. Monarch with the first shot. Pretty lazy shot and gloved easily, but careful to not let any rebound happen. And following Monarch players, draws one back to McKiddo. McKiddo plays it back, gets some bother up to Maddox, looking for that stretch pass. Oh, it's intercepted. Dawson's back there in the corner. Good stretch pass. He was open, body by Dawson. Good position. Gabe helps out back there in the corner. Gets some help. Dawson fishes it out. Gabe's working back there with Dawson. Maddox working there in the slot. Pops back out to the middle. Dawson had tried to get out to Maddox. He had vacated. Monarch down the side with some speed. Tries to center it. Good stick by McKiddo. Left by Stanley. Gabe tries to pop it up to Dawson. Sent back down in by Monarch. Played by McKiddo. 16-13 left in the first period. Dawson has plenty of time. Cross ice pass directly into the Monarch player. Looking for Maddox, and he was not there. Shot goes wide by Monarch, so first shot. Maddox tries to get it out of the zone. Intercepted again by Monarch. So Monarch really doing a good job keeping it in the zone, but they are not very aggressive on this forecheck here, giving a lot of space to Dawson. He's going to send it back down in. You see the dramatic difference between this team and the team we played last week in PSD. Monarch gives you plenty of time. Good bother there by Baker. Pushes that kid, tries to work some advantage there. Baker working there with Sorensen along the boards. Pops back out to Monarch. They have some time. Baker on the forecheck. Bevan joins on the other side of the forecheck. Monarch makes the zone again. Sorensen bumps him off and just steals the puck. And now Sorensen with some speed coming around the end to King. King leaves it for Sorensen. Sorensen draws a penalty. We'll see the first power play of the game. 15-17 left, and the speed of Sorensen on display there, and he draws that penalty. So PP1 unit comes out there, and just as I had mentioned, the undisciplined nature of Monarch, they take this first penalty. So we'll see the boys set up there in the O zone. The 5-forward unit, Fisher, Dawson's, Bodine, and Sorensen draws control by Monarch. They pop it up. Maddox can't keep it in. Sorensen controls back behind. He's getting some bother by Monarch. Gets a little bit of a hold there, but now he kicked it back to Maddox. But aggressive forecheck now by Monarch, too. Maddox will circle back behind his own zone. Leaves it back for Sorensen. Sorensen gets around one, shakes one off. Sorensen with plenty of space now. Seam pass up to Fisher. Fisher back to Bodine. Bodine kicks it back to himself. Shot, 2 shots. Good work there by the boys there. Good pressure. Maddox back to Dawson. Dawson with plenty of space. Back to Maddox. Shot goes for that top corner, and that doesn't compete. But a good bounce off the glass. Now played by Bodine. Risky pass back to Maddox. He's loose. Shot straight off of Gabe. Then now they're able to clear. It's good pressure there. A passive forecheck. And once they get it into the zone, Monarch not very aggressive. Maddox is still working with it. Makes the zone by himself. Got Gabe working with him. Half the PP2 unit. Monarch makes it in. Shot saved. Goalie again. Monarch lifted all the way down the end. It's going to be played by Jordan. He'll leave it down there. Monarch coming hard on the forecheck. Plays it back over to Stanley. See if this PP2 unit can start with some speed. Deep's going to skate it in. Oh, no. Off of McKiddo skates. Sutter tries to break it through. This PP2 unit's had some problems with zone entry, but once they do get it set up, they have some really good puck movement. Let's give them another shot here. Here comes McKiddo with some speed through his own zone. Makes the center line. Brings it in again. 2 on him. He's going to spread it up back to Baker. Baker fumbles it. Can't keep a stick on it. You got to control those passes. Back now, Monarch says outlet pass right to the middle. Backhand save. Jordan. Good work there by Sutter to intercept, but you do not want to give up those shorthanded opportunities like that. Deep with some speed, tries it himself, 1-on-4, makes the center line, going to dump it in, gets sealed off, and here comes Purchase on there with some speed. Purchase joins, good job by Purchase to join the play. Zid centering putt, oh my goodness, Tarver with the 1T fans on it, had plenty of time and space. Back up top to McKiddo, he dances around but forgets the puck. Monarchs now going the other direction, 13:06 left, good back check by Purchase. Puck tried to stick count around is deep. And that's a hard hit by Monarch. Back to Purchase. Tries to gently tap it up, but that's intercepted. Yeah, Monarch playing with some physicality. Fished out by McKiddo. He's still out there on the ice. He's been out there for a while now. McKiddo back tries to pass it to deep. That doesn't connect. Here's Tarver with some speed. Can he get there? Not quite. Recovered by Monarch. That puck is sticking on the side of the ice. There's some snow and maybe some wet. Sent all the way back down in. Jordan will play it. Leave it back down there for O'Donnell. O'Donnell avoids a hit. Loses his stick. Sent back up to Dawson. Now Dawson's on the ice with that next line. Dawson makes the speed by himself on the corner. Shot low angle. Maybe looking for deflection. Dawson circles again. One-man cycle. Goes in the slot. High slot. Dawson. Shot over the net. Good work by Dawson. Creating some space in that high slot and a good shot. Sent all the way back down, and that will be an icing. Holy cow. That's the first whistle we've seen in about 5 minutes. Maybe since that penalty. So some pretty good work by the PP1 unit. Couple good shots, but goalie was there for the save, and initially it looks like Valor definitely has the speed and the aggression. 12:07 left, first period. Whew. Draws one back by Monarch, controlled. He's got some time. Getting bothered by Dawson. Good work, some support by Gabe. He's down there to help with the fishing expedition, trying to fish the puck out. Monarch brings it out. Now they have some time. Outlet pass. Monarch circles it up and tries to establish something. They'll dump it in. No ice. Played back behind the net, left for King. King backhands it back behind to Monarchs. He's got to have an understanding where the players are on the ice. Cross-ice pass, Dawson doesn't connect with Maddox. The ice is definitely slow here now. Now Monarchs are going to try it. Good stick by Maddox to break it up. He's going to organize, pass it over to Coffey. Coffey, long pass, deflected down into the corner. 11:20 left, first period. Gabe with the forecheck behind the net. Baker lines out there, intercepted by Bevan, some fresh legs. He passes it to Monarch. Monarch makes the zone on their own. Good positioning by Stanley. Monarch tries to establish some position here. Good job by Stanley McKiddo to break that up. Backhanded over to Bevan. Bevan gets tripped up in the corner, maybe just fell over a stick. Probably a no-good trip call there. McKiddo up to Sorensen, again with some speed. Sorensen goes up the side, dances around one. Good stick by Monarch to break that up. No, they'll start the rush. No, they won't. Dumped back in by Sorensen, bouncing puck. Good job by Hoyt to send that in and get a whistle. 10:37 left in the first period. Seems like it's been Valor, but they had a 2-minute power play in there, but certainly some good aggression and some good pressure on the puck. We'll see Purchase out there working with Bodine and Deep. Deep now fishes that out, working with Bodine, tries to pop it back to Bodine, who had gone through the middle. Monarch with the outlet pass. Intercepted. There's the puck is definitely not sliding very well here on this ice. Oh no, left by McKiddo. Now it's dumped back in. Jordan's going to play it, sweeps it back aside to McKiddo. See if they can go the other way. McKiddo across ice to Bodine. Bodine in the slot. Toe drag, shot, save, pretty easy. Bodine kind of missed on that one. Pap to Stanley again. He's going to wind it back down in, but nobody was there for the taking. Bodine on the forecheck. Good job there. Dumps it in, then gets dumped himself. Now Monarch's going the other direction. Could be a line change here. Nope. So Jordan, pretty easy save. Pops back out to Gogol. He'll play it, flips it over to Jimenez. Jimenez with some time. Jimenez, a senior leadership on this too. He gets dumped though. Monarch, good stick by Gogol to break that up. See how he does in his first CHSAA playoff game. Certainly could be a little nerve-wracking. Jimenez tries to pop it up. They certainly had some numbers, but they couldn't get it up there, and that comes in offsides. Probably good because it looked like Monarch had some good positioning there on that play. 9:27 left, first period. Score is 0-0. Draws one back by O'Donnell. He fans on that pass, and he's going to bring it out himself. Makes the midline. Dumps it back down in the corner. Good stick lift to retain possession himself. He's working down in the corner. Gets some help from Jimenez. Jimenez back in there down in the corner now, too. Jimenez works his way. Good work by Jimenez. Good bodying there to get control of that puck. But Monarch ultimately comes out with it. Now they're starting to rush the other direction. Outlet pass intercepted by Gogol. Good play. Now Gogol has some spacing. Good job by Jimenez calling for it off the board. He's got space, goes low. Good play by Evan there. Good work by Ev calling for the puck off the boards. Like to see that with Jimenez. Senior there wants to go out with another ring. Played back in, backhanded in by Jimenez again. Monarch's playing it back behind the net. Dawson Charles line has come on, and that will be an ice, but that puck is not sliding at all. It's called off. Coffey plays it back behind to King. King with some time. He rips it up. Gabe's able to slap it down, pops it off the boards to himself. Oh, and then he gets boarded, and that's not a call. That should definitely have been a call because he went into that board hard. Gabe's a big, tall kid, and that was definitely a check when he went in face first. Maddox joins. Puck pops out. Monarch's going to play it. They're starting the rush, but, man, this puck is slow, but this kid's got some speed up the side. Tries to make the angle, and he draws a penalty on Coffey. And they're going to call, I think, a hook on that. So that's a little bit of a miss there. Could have been certainly a boarding call on Gabe. Is it? So now we'll see how this PK unit does. Monarchs looked good on this power play. They have these low, slow shots from the point. Really easy on a deflection. Draws popped out to the middle. Maddox is going to rip it down the length of the ice. He had some time. He's going to send it down. 7:50 left in the first period. Monarch with some speed through the neutral zone. Makes the blue line. Makes the O-zone. No problem. Valor kids are just all collapsed in front of the net. So let's see if they can have the proper spacing. They worked a lot on power play in practice. It's set back up. There's that shot saved by Jordan. Quick shot there. That's not what we're used to seeing. Usually they work it all around the perimeter. Shots are 5-3 in favor of Valor. Sutter out there now with Bevan. Draws one back by Monarch up to the point. Another, he forgets the puck. That puck is definitely sticking. Sutter, good job. Good bother by Bevan. Needs to go out on him, giving these kids a lot of space. Shot, save, Jordan. 1:16 left in the penalty. 7:14 left first period. And send Maddox and Hoyt back out there. Shorthanded goal might be nice around this time. Puck pops out to the middle. Played back there. McKiddle's got some time. He tries to get it off the boards. It's loose. Here comes Maddox with that speed. Tries to go around one. Shot saved. Good job by Maddox. Really working. Now he backhands it all the way up. Good smart play by Maddox to burn up more time. Back to Stanley. He'll tap it up. Hoyt fans on trying to get that one out. They make it. Now Hoyt gets it back. Now he'll turn and send that down the length of the ice. Good work by Hoyt. 45 seconds left in the penalty. 6:42 left in the first period. Maddox still out there working now. He's out there working with Bevan. Monarch makes the zone pretty easily. Dumps it back in around. Played by Jordan. Good job. O'Donnell got it. Flips it over to Bevan. Bevan tied up along the edge. Monarch fishes it out. Good stick by O'Donnell to pop that down. 25 seconds to go in the kill. Bevan out there working now with Purchase. One last rush for the Coyotes probably. They come through the neutral zone with some speed. The Valor boys are back. Good stick by Perch to break that up. 7 seconds left, and that should do it for penalty kill number one. It's sent in. Good job by Gogol. Pops it up. Does Purchase have the speed? Tops it up to himself. The boys are rushing and get there. Bevan comes out with pops up to Gogol. Gogol, shot, screen. Save. Good job by Gogol to get that shot off. So both teams are successful with their penalty kill efforts and will stay knotted at 0. 5:47 left in the first period. Whew. Not a lot of whistles here. Bodine out there with Sutter and Deep. Who's going to break this tie? Puck pops up, but all the boys get tied up. Now Sutter's working back there with Deep. Puck is loose. Oh, and Sutter gets called for an interference or a hold, I think that is. Yeah, Sutter was holding unnecessarily back behind the play. Kid was trying to get to the puck, and he's just an unneeded hold there. So Sutter takes a penalty, 5:33 left in the first period. Now the boys will go out on the PK again. Gabe out there with Maddox. Puck pops right out to the middle. Fished out by Fish, but they don't clear it out of the zone. Monarch sets it up. Uh-oh, wide shot here. Saved by, good shot there. Players looking for a trip. Puck's underneath them. Just play the puck. 1:40 left in the penalty. Maddox is really working hard. Good job by Fish to clear that out. Now Fish calls for a change. Monarch makes the drop pretty easily. Stanley's beat. Monarch shot high. That was dangerous there. They got away with it, though. Sorensen on now with Maddox. They lift it back. A lot of space here. Shot goes wide. Doesn't make it through a deflection. 1:17 left on the penalty. 4:45 left. A lot of space here on giving them on these shots. But oh my goodness, that puck is sticking again. Stanley tries to scoop it out, and he can't. 1 minute left in this power play. Monarch regroups again. Save again by Jordan. He tries to get it out. They can't get it out. Lift it back in. See if McKiddo can get it out. He fishes it out to Sorensen. Sorensen a 1-on-4. Gets around one, gets pushed off, but he's working down in the corner, burning time if nothing else. 40 seconds left to kill in the penalty, and Sorensen is tied up, and good job killing some time here. Monarch finally fishes it out, and they have 30 seconds left to see what they can do. Make the zone pretty easily. Now they work back out behind the net, behind Jordan, work to set it back up. Purchase now out there working. Works back up top. Shot deflected. I'm not sure Jordan saw that one, and that was deflected up into the netting. 18 seconds left, but playing PK the whole game's not going to work. So taking bad penalties, and certainly with the man advantage, Valor had the advantage, but 18 seconds left on 18's penalty, and we back to full strength. So win this draw, burn it off. Purchase does just that. Gogol can't get it out, kept in. One of those low shots, stick to side by Jordan. That puck might have been on net. Pops out, one last shot attempt by Monarch. Probably they'll work the line. Sends it over, fumbles it. Good job by Gogol. Fished out, Bevan races to get there. Players out of the box. Bodine races on the ice. So we're 5-on-5, 3:20 left in the game. Monarch is still assembled. The umbrella shot. Oh my goodness, that deflection was just wide. That shot goes just over the net. Bevan fishes it out. That one's going to be in ice, but holy cow, two unbelievable opportunities. Two unbelievable opportunities there for the Coyotes. Ay, ay, ay. One was lifted up over the top of the goal. So Monarch has really dominated about the last 10 minutes of this period. Draws one back, but we'll call that one off. One back, and I'm not even sure if Valor was there to receive that winning faceoff. So they're watching pretty intently on these players, saying keep your distance. Okay, we'll see how that works. Draws one back into the corner, fished out. Now Sutter working up with Bodine, a little bit late on the take. Sutter goes up the side, dumps it down into the corner. Tries a centering pass, nobody there. See if these boys can set something up. Pitched out the side, popped back down in. And now Monarch's going the other direction, a bouncing puck. A couple good bounces there. Ooh. And that will be an icing. 2:48 left, first period. That doesn't really have a good flow from the Valor perspective. They've been on the PK, disjointed lines, and trying to rest the bodies, get the right people out there. Jimenez now out there with Tarbert and Perch. This line did some good work last time. Monarch wins the draw, flips it up. Now they're going the other direction. Stanley and McKiddo are back. Puck doesn't make it through. Tarbert tries to get it up just out of Jimenez reach. Good play there by McKiddo to keep it in. Perch winds through, tries to work up the side, does. Dumps it over to Jimenez. Jimenez turns centering pass, but there's a couple kids from Monarch there. Now they chip it the other direction. Monarch's going the other direction. 2:23 left. Shot goes wide, deflected, didn't make it. Worked back up top. D-to-D pass to the point. Shot, oh, Jordan never saw that one. Deflected, doesn't make it through. 2:10 left, first period. Kids camped right out in front. Good stick by McKiddo. Boys were a little late closing up that seam in front of the net. Dumped back down into the corner. Now Stanley's there. Stanley tries to chip it up. Chipped up by Tarbert. He tries to get it in. Now it's chipped back in. A bouncing puck goes over Gogol's stick. Shot saved, Jordan. Monarch still working. Save, Jordan again. Oh my goodness, Monarch with a crazy rush here. Pops out now. Maddox has some time with some speed up the side. 1-on-4. Gets past 1, 2, 3. Shot saved by the goalie. Pops out to the corner. Dawson intercepts, and Monarch's going to try again. They finally make it out. Deflected in. High off through a boot, but now it's in the zone. Kids way off sides. And Valor lost all that momentum. They had these penalty kills and disjointed lines. It didn't quite have the mojo synced up like they did to begin the game. Started the game and looked like the far better team. The longer this goes on, anything can happen. Shots are 9-7 in favor of Monarch. Now Baker lines out there with Sorensen and Bevan. Pops out to Sorensen. He's going to backhand it over to O'Donnell, asking O'Donnell to come up. Out of the zone, popped in by Monarch. Gogol's there to intercept. Sorensen tries to weave through the middle, and he gets intercepted. The danger of the stick handle through the whole team. Pops back out to Monarch. Shot deflected wide again, but the number of shots that Monarch has had. Baker's able to press that one out. Now he goes cross ice to Bevan back behind him. 47 seconds left in the period. And now Monarch's going to regroup, tries to stretch pass. That doesn't connect. Joey's got it now, and he blows a tire. Fortunately, it's harmless. O'Donnell reverses directions back to Bevan. He steps out of a check, but back to O'Donnell. Now O'Donnell tries to dump it through. Nothing going at all here by the Valor boys. Now Monarch, they look like they've got all the momentum. O'Donnell, good job by Gogol keeping his body there, and the spacing pops up to Sorensen. Missed on the pass out, but Deep's got it. 12 seconds left. Baker's still working with him. Deep shot deflected up into the netting. That could have been an offsides. I think they missed, but holy cow, I think that Baker even pulled up a bit because he thought that he was offsides. So 7 seconds left for one last ozone draw, and maybe they can get something here, maybe pop one in, so we don't go into this if a 0-0 tie. Draws one back by Monarch. Control. Deep comes out with it. And that will do it for period number one. So what looked like a very promising start to Valor. Good power play to start, and then Valor takes 2 penalties, ill-advised. And Monarch had all the pressure for the last 10 minutes of the game. So we'll go back into the locker rooms, regroup, let the coach talk to the boys for a bit. 12-minute intermission here, and we'll be back with you in about 12 minutes.
sheet, you've got the clock on the. Yeah.
And we are back now. We'll get the boys back on the ice. And at the end of that first period, Monarch took a penalty. Valor drew one, and so the boys will start with a power play, a full 2-minute power play for this second period. We'll get this underway. Can see some water spots out on the ice. The puck just does not move fresh out of these new sheet Zams. And also the play is right in front of us here off to my right. Not that that helps any of you listeners here, but so we'll get the PP1 unit out there. Let Maddox run. The PP1 unit looked pretty good actually at the beginning of that first period when they picked up their first opportunity. Here we go. Draws one back, but controlled by Valor. We'll flash it over to Maddox. Maddox looks, centering past to Gabe. Gabe drops it over to Dawson. Dawson looks for a play. He's got plenty of time. Sets it up. Down to Hoyt. Shot way over the top of the net. I'm not so sure that's the best shot there. Puck, no, just barely squirts past Hoyt's feet. He's going to play it back to Jordan. Jordan back behind the net's going to wind it over to Dawson. 1:27 left on the power play. So now Maddox up to center ice. Over to brother Dawson. Dawson makes his own pretty easily. Kept in by Dawson. Tries to get it up top to Maddox. Not with enough force. Monarch's going to burn up some more time. They're going to lazily dump it down in. Maddox needs to get there. He doesn't get there. Real lazy play by the boys now. It's like they're in slow motion. 56 seconds left. Stretch pass up to Gabe. Doesn't connect, and Gabe gets pushed off that. Now good stick there, and a good steal. Back to Matt. Steve! Good shot by Dawson. Good opportunity there. Puck stays in. Pushed back up by Bodine to Hoyt. Puck bounces up top. Puck's loose back behind. Gabe back to Bodine. Bodine will loft it back up top to Maddox. Maddox with some time. Over to Dawson. Dawson some space. Shot. That goes wide. That can't keep it in. Hoyt reverses direction. The boys touch up. Hoyt comes in with some speed. Oh, and Gabe was late to get off the ice. And he's offsides. That's a questionable call. But he needs to be much quicker to get off the ice. Holy moly. So some good movement, but took him a while to get set up with some relatively casual play. Draws one back by Monarch, and they'll send it all the way down. Maybe one last rush. Jordan plays it back behind the net over to McKiddo. McKiddo leaves it up for Baker. Baker makes his own by himself. Goes slot shot, save. Good shot by Joey just as that time has expired. So when we thought maybe we wouldn't get anything out of it, good shot by Baker. 15 minutes left in the second period. as uncannily the clock stops at exactly 2 minutes into the period, which is exactly when that penalty ended. Draws one back by Monarch. They'll take it back behind the net. Good job by Bevan, giving some stick work and some menacing. Monarch sets it up, and they'll start the breakout. Puck goes off the stick. Good job by Sutter. Backhands it back in. Bevan dumps it back in. Monarch controls. Sent back up off the body. Back in play by Jordan. He has to shovel it out to McKiddo right into his midsection. Stanley plays it over to Jack. McKiddo up to Bevan. Bevan tries to stick handle it around. Good job intercepting. Now maybe we have some momentum here. Puck has not got in properly. And again, these zone entries, too casual and passive. So certainly not enough urgency, does it appear, like they're just waiting, tap dancing, weaving, bobbing around the ring and waiting for that knockout blow. Purchase on the ice with Bodine and Deep. The ref doesn't like this when the boys from the side crowd the face-off circle, so looks like Bodine draws one back and fits back in by Deep. Puck goes back in behind the net. Left by the goalie. Bodine tries to get there, not quite soon enough. Left kept in by Gogol. Pop back down in to Monarch. Monarch will control a weird bounce off the dasher. Deep leave. Oh no, now they're going the other direction. I thought Deep was going to be able to catch that in. Pass a little sloppy, and now just like that, they're back behind their own net. Deep winds around one, winds around two. Looking for somebody to pass to. The boys are turned around. Oh my goodness, this is just disorganized hockey now for the boys. Pops into the boards. Monarch behind the net. They're weaving around it too. They can't control it. Deep plays it back in behind the net. Over to Gogol. Bodine defers. Oh, to the middle to Purchase. He comes in 1-on-3. He's got Gogol as a trailer. Perch looking for that center pass. Good job by Purchase to get it in deep. Monarch comes in, sends it off the boards. Bouncing puck all the way down to Jordan. He sticks it out. Intercepted by this Monarch kid. There's a little bit of anxiousness there by Monarch. 13-10 left, second period. Top line out there now. Gabe tries to get it out to Dawson. Not sure what he was looking at there. He clearly wasn't open. Played back to Coffey. Coffey just turns him blindly and sends it back up top. Monarch controls, works it down the edge of the boards. Now here comes Gabe with some speed. Now he's got Maddox and Dawson with him. They've got numbers. Over to Dawson. Back to Maddox in the slot. Taps it back to shot. Shot. Puck's loose. Puck's loose. Goalie pouncing on it. Puck is still loose. Oh my goodness gracious. Puck was loose back behind the net and to Gabe Fisher in front and turned to wind it through. Good stick by that defender. So finally some pressure by one of these lines, and that's from the Charles brothers. But there's got to be a line out there besides the Charles brothers that can do something this game. Baker out there now. 12:41 left, second period. Tried to open the can there with that play there. Down to Bevan. Oh, Hoyt fans on that shot. Now McKiddo's got a shot. He dances, makes some space. Deflection by Baker. Baker working back behind the net, gets bodied off of it. Monarch comes out with it. They wind it through, and they start in the rush. Good check there by Hoyt. Dumps that kid. Good job by Sorensen. Backhanded by Stanley. Bevan tries to chip it up around. Monarch stays with it. They've got, oh my gosh, that kid. Oh my goodness, another penalty too. Drawn by Monarch. That's another hook, unnecessary hook. I think that's on Hoyt. Hoyt gets called into the box. Hoyt's questioning it. 12:07, so now Monarch goes on their third power play opportunity. So not only is it bad to get Hoyt in the box, he's one of the better penalty killers too, and you can only give Monarch so many opportunities. So Fisher's out there with Maddox. Draws one back, but Monarch controls. Gogol falls down. Played back around by Monarch. They're trying to set it up. And they'll do just that. Monarch skates it in. Shot, puck's loose, that puck goes wide, kept in. Clearing attempt does not work by O'Donnell. Sent back around to the top, pass. Now Monarch sets it back up, they'll survey. They work the cycle, shot, save by Jordan again. Mattis clears it the length of the ice. Gabe on the forecheck, 1:22 left on the penalty kill. 11:25 left in the second period. Monarch comes through the zone with some speed. Gabe and Maddox are still out there working, change a couple of defensive players. Good job by Jordan to get in the way of that. Maddox was almost going the other direction. Shot doesn't make it through. Puck's loose in front, backhand. That doesn't make it through either. Maddox a couple bodies. McKiddo stick handles around with the puck instead of clearing out of the way. Puck's loose. McKiddo still stick handling with the puck. 43 seconds left. Monarch fishes it out, works all the way up to the top. Some space, giving this kid all kinds of space. Finally cleared and dumped out by Fish. Goalie's going to play it. Try and get in the way of a line change. The boys complete the change. Purchase skates onto the ice. 25 seconds left to kill. Puck's dumped all the way in. Stanley will get there and collect. He rims it all the way around. And that goes all the way out. 16 seconds. Purchase is on the forecheck now. Maybe one last rush for Monarch if they can assemble. 10:15 left second period. 7 seconds left. Puck goes all the way through. Jordan plays it, almost deflects it back into his own zone. Played back behind by Stanley. McKiddo grabs his coffee, tries to clear it, doesn't get it out. Bevan working some stick work. He's fighting. Good stick battle by Jack. Can't get it, and it's wound back into the zone. Stanley's got a chance. He'll turn fire back to Bevan. Ice is lopsided to one side. Takes his time, passes up to Sutter. Fresh legs on the ice with some speed on the side. Max tries to get to the forehand. Oh, good work by Max. Fresh on the ice with some good, strong legs. Couldn't get it teed up properly, but good work and good thought there by Max, too. Sutter out there with Bodine and deep. 9:40 left in the second period. Worked back up top by Sutter. Looks for a centering pass, goes all the way around. Popped back up top to King. King tries to get one through, intercepted by Deep. Deep, his shot doesn't get through. Sticks in the way. Man, Monarch is good at getting the sticks in the way. King will skate, track it down. Over to Coffey. He doesn't get it. Now Monarch makes it in. Oh, good stick there. Passed up. There's Deep. He's going the other direction. He's got Sutter with him. Popped in, but that's got to go deeper. That doesn't make it in. Another attempted stick handling around. Now the boys go in with numbers. Good stick diving play by Coffey. This line is tired too. Bodine in the way. Tries to kick it out. He's tied up. He gets bodied off of it. Pops out. Monarch has to regroup. The boys try and get off the ice for a change. 8:46 left. Puck is not moving very fast along the edges. Pops out. Sutter's going to play it. He turns and fires it out. Back to Monarch again. Monarch makes, and then King overskates it. Finally, Sutter is able to scoop it out, but this line is still out there. Sutter spins off for a change. These boys are exhausted. Just a long change, too. Comes back in behind, centering pass. That doesn't connect. Baker's on the ice, so they get one fresh body. Pops out to Joey. Joey ties him up on the corner. Back to Deep. Deep backhands it out, and that will be an icing, but it can get some new legs on the ice. 8:05 left, second period. Holy cow. Yeah, good job by the ref calling off that line change. The Eagles get the last change. I think Monarch tried to get their right bodies out there now. We got the Charles boys out there now with Fish. Draws one by Monarch, pops out. And now here we go. Stanley skates it out up to Dawson. Dawson dumps it back in. There's Stanley working down low. Oh, now they're going the other direction, our Monarch, but it pops all the way out to McKiddo. Works it back to Maddox. Maddox leaves it for Roger. Roger sends it back all the way down in. Played by the goalie. Fish gives chase, some body. Kid bounces off that pretty easily. Back to Dawson. Dawson all cuts. Score! Dawson Charles finds himself with a puck on his stick. Goes back and forth, and then ripped one top shelf, and you saw the water bottle do a little dance on top of the goal. Dawson Charles breaks the 0-0 tie. The boys are up 1-0. So good job by Dawson staying with it, recognizing he's got some open space, and skates it in. Shoot, top shelf, water bottle dances. The boys are up 1-0, 7:32 left in the second period. O'Donnell works it back all the way up to Jimenez, goes back down into the neutral zone. Monarch plays it back, pops back out to the neutral zone. How Monarch makes the zone with some speed and some space. Shot saved by Jordan. Pops out to the middle, Purchase out left, pass to Tarber. Tarber's got some speed on the side. Shot save up into the netting. Tarber with that good hard shot from the side, but couldn't find the spacing. Good save by that goalie, too. That's where I wish I had that goal cam. Could see the angle on that. I think that was painted towards that corner. Perch outs there was Jimenez and Tarber. Boys enjoying a 1-0 lead. They open the scoring. This is when you got to pour it on. Don't let up. Pedal to the metal. Monarch gets called out of the zone. Perch wins it back to Jimenez. Shoot top, quick shot by Ev. Good job. Now here goes Monarch the other direction with some speed. And numbers 2. Kid dances through a couple. Intercepted there as Jimenez pops it back around. Good play. Pop-Tart's there. He chips it up. Just gets it through the neutral zone and diffuses that offensive rush. Good stick again by Tarbert, but goes right into a couple of and another penalty. Jimenez kept on pecking and picking and packing. Eventually the kid falls down and a trip. You can't keep giving this team the power play opportunities. So 6:41 left in the second period, and Valor will have to kill off the fourth power play. 3 power play opportunities for Valor, and this will be the fourth one for Monarch. Puck's one back, controlled Monarch. They'll work the perimeter. Hoyt comes out to contest. Monarch works it over to the side, blue line to blue line, giving a lot of space as this kid dances, turns around. Good stick by Maddox at the point. They'll work it back down low. Cross-ice pass doesn't connect. 1:39 left. Hoyt fishes it out. They've got numbers. Hoyt and Maddox. Over to Maddox. He popped for it. Oh, my goodness. He tried to outweight him. I was waiting to see the twine twitch, and he skates it. He doesn't get a shot off. That shot goes wide. Maybe they'll have another opportunity. Boys are circling. Here, Monarch makes his own again. 1:16 left in the penalty. Man, a 2-on-1 golden opportunity. Maddox tried to outweight him. Didn't get a shot off. Monarch works it back up to the top. They're loose down low. Shot goes wide. Another one out to Maddox. He's going to burn some time and then shuffle it down the length of the ice. Man, 1 minute left. 50 seconds left. Seemed like it's been an eternity so far. Good job by Stanley to clog it up. Now here comes Purchase. He's got Bevan with him. Perch shot deflected up into the glass. But good job burning some time. 35 seconds left to kill. 5:15 left second period. Monarch starts to rush again with some speed. Good job by Jack Bevan to get in the way. Played by Jordan. Bounces over a stick. O'Donnell gets tied up with 3 other kids from Monarch. They have to protect that middle. Monarch's going to set it up. Kids wide open. Save Jordan! Holy moly! What a save by Jordan! Oh my goodness, Lucas Jordan keeps that 1-goal lead. But overcommit by Valor on that side, and backdoor was wide open. Good push by Jordan to get there and clog that up. Holy cow. 15 seconds left in the kill, 4:56 left, second period. Draws one by Monarch. They'll have one last chance. They work at the perimeter up top. Menace by deep, puck goes down low. Shot, sharp angle, 5 seconds left. One last shot. Given plenty of space, save Jordan again, glove down by Monarch. Good play by Gabe. He'll work it down into the corner, pops out. Dawson's back on the ice. Now boys are 5-on-5, up to McKiddo. McKiddo 1-on-3, dumps it into deep, off a body, puck's loose in front, played back down behind the net by Dawson. He can't circle it back up, shifted all the way back around the corner, doesn't make it through. Now pops up top to McKiddo. Shot, big, juicy rebound. Deep, loose, score! Deep is right there for the big, juicy rebound after the McKiddo shot from the point. And Carson Deep there finds it on his stick and roofs that one. And the boys kill the penalty and go up 2-0. That is some momentum there to keep it going. See some heads drooping a little bit from the Coyotes. 2-0, 4:09 left, second period. Good work by Jack Mickey from the point too, with bust one. Low 1-2 for that juicy rebound. And King tries to get it out of the zone and skates right into Monarch's skates. And now they're trying to assemble some pressure too. Fished out by Baker. Puck is stuck though. Joey will try it again. Weaves around another couple. Goes through another couple through the neutral zone. Gets joined by Hoyt. There's Joey. He's loose. Oh my goodness gracious. Over the top of the net. 4 feet over. Field goal. Football season's over. And he scores a field goal. Back behind the net. Popped back out to Bevan. Bevan sends it out to the middle. Dangerous. Hoyt tries to pop it out to himself. Hoyt with some speed too. The boys are buzzing now. Hoyt with some speed. He's got Baker. Oh no! They had a 3-on-1 developing. Good work by Jack to keep it in. But now here goes Monarch the other direction. They got a 4-on-2 against King and Coffee. Shot, save Jordan. No, Monarch does not recognize they've got the numbers, and a weak shot from the point right into the X on the goalie's chest. Holy cow, what a sequence. 3:11 left, second period. Wow. We'll try the Charles brothers out there now with Gabe. Some overcommit play by Monarch. Thought the boys would open it up again. Maddox fishes it out, tries to get it into the center. Bounces off, and now Monarch turns and sends it all the way down for an ice, and that'll be an ozone face-off. 2:59 left, second period. Maddox in the face-off circle. Tries to pop it through. Monarch was onto it. Monarch's now going the other direction. They've got some numbers too. Shots kicked aside by Jordan. Now we're going the other direction with O'Donnell. O'Donnell makes the zone, gets it up to Maddox. Maddox bodied off pretty forcibly. Gabe falls down, bodies fall down. Puck's loose. Good job by that Monarch kid playing it from his knees. Puck's loose, fished out by Monarch. They dump it out to the top. O'Donnell gets in the way, but squirts past him, and now here they go the other direction. That kid's forced pace is offsides. Played by Maddox. He's got some time. Oh, tries that stretch pass, and that doesn't make it through. 2:14 left. Monarch's going the other direction now. Gabe laves some body, and the collide, and stick is broken. Gogol turns around, back to Maddox. Maddox just turns and sends it the length of the ice for an icing. 2 minutes left. Second period. 2-0. Valor Christian Eagles. Need to open this one up. Get the Monarch guys a little bit upset. Make some bad plays. Take some penalties. Draws one back into the corner by Stanley. Looked for that stretch pass to Bodine. Up to Bodine. Good last second stick. Breaks that up. Good pass there by Stanley. Sent all the way back down in. Jordan plays it back behind. He gets a little bit tied up. Good play. Outlet pass. McKitto, tries to get that one out. Can't get it out. Now he finally gets it out. Now McKitto and Bodine are going up to Bodine. Shot sticked up into the netting. Good low shot. Again, those low shots are what you want. The low shots are what produced the juicy rebounds, as we saw from Carson Deep when we had Jack Mickey from the point. Big, hard shot, producing goal number 2. So the boys have an extra bounce in their step here the last 5 minutes of this second period. 1:28. Let's see if they can't put another one up on the scoreboard. Draws one back to King. King dumped it back down in the corner. Back to Maddox. Shot. Puck's loose. Fish down. Tries to jam one in, but it's sealed up by the goalie. 1:21 left, second period. Monarch starts to rush again. Dump it through. Good job by Coffey. He gets bodied off, but he does break up the play. Fished out by Fish. Off the board to Matt Dawson. He cuts it over to Maddox. Maddox one-on-one. Goes back. Winds around. 1-on-5. Dumped back down into the corner. 55 seconds left, second period. Monarch tries to stretch it out. They do get it out. Another penalty taken by Valor. Dawson Charles behind the net takes an unbelievably bad penalty. And they may be ticky-tacky penalties, but they've called the same penalties the whole game. So you got to know you can't keep playing like that. We've seen, I think, 3 of these soft penalties called. Maybe the refs want a pretty even game. But once again, Monarch goes out on the power play. And a penalty when there's not an offensive rush and no danger is an unneeded penalty. Good stick by Stanley to break that up. 43 seconds. It wouldn't be a bad thing to kill this one off so they start to
I don't think yeah, I see him. He's sitting kind of in that by the door.
in the upper there?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he gets special seating, I think.
Right.
And here we go, back from intermission number 2, where the boys will start on a 1 minute 12 second penalty kill. Sometimes you get that extra help from the sticky ice here when you come out of these ZAMs, as the ice is not real smooth and flowing. I remember Maddox telling me that in a game several months back. But let's get this one started. Again, minute 12 to kill, 2-0 lead starting the third period. And they've got to stay out of the box. Draws one back, controlled by Monarch. And they'll dump it in, make the zone pretty easily, see if they can set it up. Puck stuck on the side. They do get it. Work the perimeter, does Monarch. Shot doesn't make it through. Stanley gets held up a little bit, dumps it up to Hoyt. He's loose. Shot saved by that goalie. That's what you needed to open that can of whoop back up. But good job by Hoyt. Tried to go 5-hole and it was closed down. Man, oh man, that would have been a great way to start this period. And Stanley was certainly held or hooked on that play. Make the zone pretty easily, does Monarch. Good work there in the neutral zone with a little bit of bother, but they skate around Gogol. Good job. Maddox will turn and rip it all the way down the ice. 18 seconds left. And that should do it for the kill. Monarch a little bit lackadaisical on that. They've got 10 seconds left. Stretch pass up. That doesn't connect. Up to Gogol, and Gogol dumps it through. That puck is loose. Gabe gives chase. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1, and that will do it for the penalty. And there, just like that, we go right back on the power penalty kill. As Fisher with an unnecessary high stick. And so just like that, right back on the penalty kill. Purchase and Bevan out there on this PK. Good job by this duo, but when you give a team a man advantage, it's only going to last for so long. You can't kill every penalty. Dumped out of the zone by Gogol. Good work, and there's Purchase on the forecheck. Good job by Ben Purchase to make it up. Turns in, good hustle by Purchase. That's the second good forecheck that we've seen from Ben Purchase now. Good stick again, breaking it up. Now here comes Monarch. They make the zone. 130 shot deflected, goes wide. Popped back out. They can't keep it in. And there's Bevan on the chase. He falls down, but good job and good work by Jack to try and catch up with that. Here comes Monarch. Deep joins the zone. He's pushed off. Stanley will play it. Circles back. Oh, but Kittle just out of his reach. Popped back around. Stanley gets stick lifted back behind. Good work, and he'll try and he'll rip it all. Good play again by Roger. Recognizing the play was going one direction, he went the other. New killers come on the ice. 56 seconds to go in this penalty kill. Monarch, a little bit of a panic, sends it up to Stanley again. He's got some space, and he'll dump it into the corner. Deep will give chase, and now the boys will circle back around. Monarch gets a little bit behind the play. Good job by Max to intercept center ice, and he dumps it back down in. 35 seconds left on this penalty. Monarch hasn't been able to establish any kind of pressure yet, but they do have one last rush. They make the zone, go all the way around, get past Stanley. Good stick by Jordan to break that one up. Max hustles out to the point to break that one up. Max fans on it, gets another attempt, chips that one up down the boards to himself and gives chase. 10 seconds. Max is down there on the forecheck. Good job by Sutter. Good job just getting in the way. 5 seconds, 3 seconds, and that should do it for this penalty kill. Puck pops out. There's Coffey. Good job with some patience from Kane. Up to Max. Max is still out there working. He's got Tarbert with him. Up to Tarbert. Oh, my goodness gracious. The pass way behind Tarbert. Tarbert was wide open. Max, I think, misread the angling or something on that. Good stick by Coffey again. Now Tarbert might have another chance. Tarbert working with Jimenez. Baker joins the play now too. Good stick by King to break it up. Monarch is controlling too. They've been up a man this half the game. Shot saved by Jordan with that quick shot from the high slot. 13-12 left in the third period. We're now back to 5-on-5, and let's see if we can play 5-on-5. And let's see if we can keep 5 guys on the ice this whole third period. Baker out there now, draws one. Oh, Tarbert's tripped up. He looked like he had some speed going. Shot saved by Jordan. Puck's loose. Save Jordan again. Good stick by O'Donnell. O'Donnell tries to skate it out. Worked back around by Ogogo. Now back to O'Donnell. O'Donnell with some time. V outlet pass to Jimenez. Intercepted. Again, questionable play there too. Monarch overskates it. They'll have to regroup. Send it all the way back around. Goes past Tarbert. Tarbert sticks it out, but Monarch controls, and now they make the zone again. Caught up by O'Donnell. Baker gives some help, and Monarch is working down in the corner. Baker joins. Some help, pups work back up top. Dances around Tarbert. Does Monarch, trying to create some separation. Works it all the way in the zone through several guys. They can't keep it in. Need a line change. 12-18 left in this penalty. In this period. Tarbert's still out there working. Gabe's come back onto the ice. Pops it off the boards. Little questionable move there. Backhanded way up into the corner. Good job chopped up back into the corner. Gogol gets to it. The Charles boys are on the ice. Popped off the boards by Dawson, but they can't quite get there. Line change now complete. We're working 5-on-5. Now Monarch slows up, works it back down into the corner, plays it to Stanley. Stanley around to Dawson. He gets there. He has some time. Bounces around a hit. Good job by Dawson. 11:40 left in this third period. It's been all Monarch so far, other than that shorthanded attempt by Sorensen. Puck's played back behind the net. McKiddo gets there. He passes it up to Maddox. Maddox flips it up to the neutral zone. Now he'll spin off, gives it to Monarch, and they organize, get it into the zone, dump it back down in, played by Jordan. Sends it back behind the net. Oh, misplayed a little bit by McKiddo, but he stays with it. Fisher with some body there. Whole team's collapsed down on that side of the ice. Puck is fished out. The side Monarch gives chase. 11 minutes left in this period. It's been Monarch. Good stick by Maddox. He's in. Shot off the post. Goes back through. Highlight goal, but gets it off the post. Good work by Maddox. Not sure if he's going to be able to square that one up. Baker's on the ice working now. He gets joined by his line mates. Monarch exits with some speed through the neutral zone. No problem. Bevan's standing there. He's got to keep those legs moving. Shot right through the crease up to Sorensen. Here comes Sorensen with some speed. Tries the side. Goes the other side. Weaves through traffic. Goes around several players. Dumps it out in the middle. Nobody there. Good work and net off the moorings. And so we'll take a breather. Holy cow. I'm not so sure there was a whistle for another 5 minutes. 10:21 left in the third period. Sure would be nice to see an insurance goal for the boys here. Sutter out there with Bodine and deep now. Deep with that second goal. Good job popping it back in. Bodine gets there. He surveys in the slot. Oh, fanned on by back down into the corner. Good play, Max. A little bit of a fan on that one. Boys are caught up. Good stick by Max to get in the way. Tries to backhand it up. Little bit of a misplay. Now the boys are all toyed up. Here comes Deep. Deeps makes it in. Sends it back down into the corner. Blocker to side. Bodine late to get there. Follows the Monarch kid around the ice. Monarch with some speed through the neutral zone. Now make the zone. Does Monarch. Shot. Save Jordan. That was a dangerous developing play there. 9:45 left, third period. Still on this 2-goal lead, and they've withstood some pressure, and pressure's been all Monarch. They've had 4 minutes of power play this third period with 2 needless penalties again. Another broken stick by Fisher. And that's an icing. Look down at Jordan and Katie. They shake their head in dismay, knowing that it's time to go to pure hockey to reload the arsenal. Gabe's right back into play with a new twig, and we'll try that face-off again. Draws one by Monarch and controlled, sent down in the corner. They try to. Now Dawson's working with Maddox. Turned around. Monarch turns around. Pushed off the puck by Gabe. Tries to chip it up. Does Dawson. Guys are just pitchforking golf swings. Back comes out to Gogo. Just out of Dawson's reach, but no ice. It's controlled by Monarch as they break out through the neutral zone, but good stick by Dawson to break it up. Leaves it for Maddox. Maddox backhands it over. Nobody was there. Here comes Monarch with some speed. Drop pass. That one's chipped way over the top of the net. Dawson tries and gets it again. Deflected down in. No ice. 8:55 left. Third period. We'll get some new troops on the ice. Baker line's out there now with Bevan and Sorensen. Puck sent all the way back down in. Pops out right to the middle. Stanley is there and gently tops it off the boards. Dangerous slot to save Jordan. Puck's loose. Puck is very loose. Crowded in the set. Saved by Jordan. Holy moly. There's a ruckus in front of the net, and he's been able to save shot after shot. Looked like Hellebuck in the neck out there as the U.S. played Canada last weekend. Here we go, Monarch back up top, and there, all kinds of pressure. Shot does not make it through. Bevan gets in the way. McKiddo, outlet to Bevan. Bevan passes off. The guy doesn't maintain control again. Fortunately, Monarch sends it down for an ice, but oh my goodness gracious, the pressure by Monarch here. 8:01 left, third period, and wave after wave, onslaught. Bodine out there with Sutter and Deep. King and Coffey on the point. Still looking for that extra insurance goal. Oh, they tried that little set play, and it looked like it was loose. Coyotes make it in, dump it down into the corner. Kane's there, winds it all the way around. Deep gives chase. Tied up on the boards. Oh, Sutter tries to fish it out with some speed. Coffey has some time now. Someone's got to move. Passes up to Bodine. Bodine gets loose, and he gets hauled down. Pops up. Players without his stick. Leaves it back there for Sutter. Sutter now organizes. Turns back to the slot, tries to get it to Deep. Deep's working down into the corner. Good body by Deep to body him off that puck. Deep still working with it. Up pop to Coffey. Coffey shot deflections missed by Sutter. I think it was just out of his stick. King can't keep it in and now pops over. Monarch's going the other direction. Coffey hauls him down. No penalty. Good call there. King's got some time. Skate with it. Oh my goodness, almost turns it over. Says Bodine, the kids are looking, they're not even paying attention. 6:57 left in the third period. Monarch centering pass, that's intercepted. Now Deep's going to try and go the other direction. Finally gets it out of the zone. Tries to backhand it up. Bodine on the forecheck, but now Monarch pops it in to get it all the way back down in the zone. The boys are tired. Coffee's tired. King's tired. Coffee tries to wind it back through. They can't get it through. The boys need to get off the ice. 6:33 left. They've got to ice it, just spinning off. Hitch goes all the way back up top. Monarch keeps it in. Shot saved. Jordan, last second he saw it. Finally, Coffee flips it up into the netting to get a face-off. Oh my goodness, Monarch with wave after wave after wave of pressure. 6:21 left, third period. We're going to see a healthy dose of these top lines by Monarch. Probably a healthy dose of the Charles boys, and Fisher too. Draws one back again. Monarch keeps it in. They work the point to point. Puck doesn't make it through. Runs into a Monarch player. Good job. Some menacing by Maddox. Gets in the way. Stick battle by Gogol. Good job by, oh no, turnover here. Puck's loose in front. Good stick again by Gogol. That puck is loose now. Gabe tries to wind it off the board. Got the angle played by the goalie back behind. Good play at the last second by that goalie as the boys were loose. Now Monarch's going the other direction. 5:48 left, third period. They dump it back down into the corner. O'Donnell gives chase. Tries to get it past that guy on the side. He pins it up. Doesn't make it past. Winds back up top to Monarch. They set it up once again. Shot, that one doesn't make it through. Shot wide again by Monarch. It's like they're on a 5-on-3. They're controlling this action. Again, Gabe, he has plenty of time now, and he just turns and winds it out. Monarch rips it right back in on Jordan. All the boys need a change. Dawson's going to weight things up a bit, leaves it for Maddox. He's got that spare tank. Look at him go up the side. Gets past one shot, save, but that is an ozone face-off to get some new troops and some structure on the ice. Oh my goodness gracious. Monarch with the pressure, shot after shot, and Jordan's been up for the offerings. Baker line out there now. Baker wins the draw back to Sorensen. Sorensen tries to fish it up top, but here goes Monarch again going the other direction. Monarch blows a tire. Shot goes wide again. 4:53 left, but Monarch is setting it up. Again, they work the point. Low shot, save. Jordan again. Hoyt's there for the rebound. Now we're coming up with numbers. Sorensen on the side goes a high slot. Back to Bevan. Shot. Save, goalie. But oh my goodness gracious, that low shot along the ice by Monarch. One of these times is going to make it through. Playing with fire are the Eagles. Boy, oh boy, 4:36 left, third period, as we come down to the wire here. Sutter out there with Bodine and deep. Oh, but draws one back. Bodine was rushing up, and Draws goes the other side. A little bit of a misplay there by Deep. A good job recovering. Chipped up by McKiddo. Worked back up top. Shot doesn't make it through off of Deep. Off of the side. Way too hard for Bodine, who was sprung loose. 4:19 left, third period. It was the right idea. Bodine breaking. I think Stanley saw that but couldn't connect on the pass. We'll try it again. Sutter in the faceoff circle. 4:19 left, third period. Deep will try the faceoff. Draws one back into the corner. Controlled by Monarch. Kids wide open in the high slot. Finally won by O'Donnell. He's got some time. The ref gets in the way. Knocks down Bodine. Tries to leave it back for O'Donnell. Ref in the way again. Back to Deep. He'll try it again. Sends it back over to Gogol. Gogol back to Sutter. Sutter's able to get it out of the zone. Sent back down in. Jordan will play it back behind the net. O'Donnell has some more time. Back to Gogol. Gogol off of Bodine gets tripped up, hauled down again, and that's going to be a penalty. And looks like he's calling some offsetting penalties. Might have called Bodine on an embellishment, I think. I'm not so sure what the call is here. I think Wozdecki's looking for an explanation here. It's a that's a penalty, tripping penalty. I'm not so sure what they're calling on Bodine. We will play 5-on-5, and they're calling Bodine interference. I don't understand that one, but we'll play 5-on-5. 3:38 left in the game. So probably see a pulled goalie at some point, but it sure would be nice to get a third goal here. Draws one back, pop back out to Gogol. Gogol will dump it back down in the corner. Dawson surveys, cross ice to Maddox, looks for a low shot, screen, good job. Worked back around, pops out to Gabe, shot goes wide, all the way back up. O'Donnell will play it, rips it back down in the corner. Monarch will rip it back down in, all the way down. The boys will give chase, and that will be an icing. 3:12 left, another O-zone faceoff. Purchase out there now with, looks like Pop-Tart and Jimenez. Pops out to Purchase. Oh my goodness, Pop-Tart tried to get it up. Big hard swing by Stanley. Puck is loose. Tried to get it out, kept in. Perch tries to keep it in. 2:59 left, third period. Rolls out to Stanley. Stanley will flip it up through the neutral zone. Tarbert tries to backhand it in. Monarch will control. Monarch dances around one. They're going to start the break now. 2:47 left, and they're sending it back all the way down. Turn it over. McKiddo dumps it back down in. Doesn't get it in deep enough. Goes off the body. Now Monarch were circled. Good forecheck by Purchase. Cross ice pass by Monarch, and they dump it in, and there goes the goalie. So pulled goalie, extra attacker for Monarch. 2:25 left in the game. Puck's tied up on the corner, and Monarch with the extra attacker. Puck is sound all the way back around. Dumped back down in. Good job to get there with Stanley. Good job, bodies seal it off. Still working down in the corner. Step back there. Tarbert has some time, some space. Turns and fires for that empty net and gets an ice. So that empty net was yawning. 2:02 left, third period. Another D-zone face-off. Monarch will call a timeout. Tense game now as we try and wind out the final 2 minutes with a 2-goal lead. Monarch has had the extra man advantage several times, and Valor's been up for the challenge. So 2:02 left, third period. Let me pull up some stats. Shots are very even. 28 shots for Valor, 27 shots for Monarch. .202 left, and we'll see Baker out there with Sorensen and Bevan. Net's wide open again. Joey with that backhand face-off. Draws kicked out to the side. Hoyt's battling for it on the side. He gets it out. He still does battle. Monarch comes out with it. Bevan joins the fray. 1:50 left. Monarch's going to have to reorganize. They dump it in. They get tangled up at the point. McKiddo fiddles around with it. Instead of getting out of the zone, tries to stick handle with it a little bit. Sent back down into the corner. Baker intercepts. He ties it up in the corner. He's trying to burn some time off. 1:30 left. Stick gets sticked up. Puck is loose. Several Valors finally kicked out, and that won't make it. It gets caught up in the snow. Icing's waved off. 1:18 left in the game. Monarch comes through the zone with some speed. Dumps it all the way down into the corner. Gogol gives chase, gets some body. 1:08 left. And that is a good penalty drawn by Connor Gogol. Good job battling for that one, and I think that's a penalty. No offsetting penalty there. Monarch will take a penalty, and they'll have to put the goalie back in the goal. We'll see the PP1 unit come back on the ice. Again, they don't need a goal here. They just can't give one up. So with the Ozone face-off and a 2-goal lead and a man advantage, this might be a good time to score your first power play goal of the game. Looks like some confusion on the Monarch bench as they don't know who's on and who's off. Draws one back by Valor. Maddox surveys, deflection, just goes wide. Good work by Gabe. Good job holding the zone. Another broken stick, that's 2 for Fish. Monarch comes out with it. They manage to get it out of the zone. Good job by Maddox. Maddox tries to bump it into the zone, can't get it. Tied up, Bodine gives some body, dumped down into the corner. 40 seconds, Monarch will leave the net. Again, Maddox turns, finds Sutter. Good job by Sutter to just burn some time. He realized that they don't need a goal, they just need to burn some clock. Good, smart play there, too. Puck is tied up in the corner. That's 18, 17, 16, 15. Here they come on the odd man, 12 seconds. And the player comes in offsides. Player comes in offsides, and that would have been a scoring opportunity. Pretty hard to think they might get 2 goals, but certainly a chance to break the shutout. So all those Valor boys were down there trying to eat the clock. Great play by Max to burn more time up, too. Puck is squirted out. Monarch's going to regroup. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and that will do it. The Valor Christian Eagles win the quarterfinal game versus Monarch 2-0 in what was a tough game to begin with, and then they got some spacing with 2 goals in those 5 minutes in the second period, and then hung on after taking a few bad penalties. So next game will be Saturday in Colorado Springs against the winner of Cherry Creek or Vista. And we'll again have the audio broadcast only, and we will send out the link for all interested fans. We'll get that link out over the next couple of days. So thanks for joining us for this broadcast, and Valor on their way in their bid to repeat as state champion makes it through their first opponent. Signing out. Same thing, you go up over that.
Yeah, you park up there.
That was actually pretty cool.
Oh, that was very cool. I guess I'll let you know. But once I think tomorrow's are done, they'll send me an email Thursday. I'll know for sure. But I'm
Okay.
All right. All right, thanks.